So, are all of the rats named after pop stars?
No. The rats all have their own special names that his wife, who must have a clearly wicked sense of humor, comes up with.
Are we going to have to deal with a bird inside the quarantine?
We just might. Talk about the worst place you want to be when you're 9 months pregnant is surrounded by disease that has passed through bodily fluids. I wouldn't want to be giving birth into that whatsoever. So, the hope, of course, is that Teresa will be able to find her way out, and that this will all be over before that happens. But it's television. So, we can take odds on her chances.
Can you tell us a little bit about the pacing of the show?
Yeah, absolutely. The pacing of the show, which I love, is it's actually, we're modeling it after like a day in the life kind of vibe. We're with these people as they're going through these experiences. We're from the smallest minutia of figuring out who didn't clean the toilet seat to, how do we split up a chocolate bar amongst 6 people. Very small details and slow, beautiful details, about what it would really be like to go through this experience, mixed in with this incredible horror approach of that monster that's always kind of lurking around the corner or hiding under your bed. That's the virus. And so a scene with 2 people having a conversation about tennis is suddenly loaded with all this context, because if someone sneezes, then that changes everything. So it's a mix of that kind of crazy chaos that we saw, that you'll see in the pilot, of things that go terribly wrong, but also the real nice, comfortable, slow play of the relationships as we, kind of figure out who's who and what kind of person each one's going to be in this situation.
What was it about the premise that screamed out to you that I want to do it?
I love virus movies. I don't know why. People keep asking, in that way, 7 years ago, everyone's like, so why vampires? That was a question I got asked 900 times. And I made up some of the worst answers ever. I don't think I ever was satisfied with one of my answers. But now it's like, why, for me, why virus? And I think what it is that there's something very fantastical and yet so real about this kind of predicament. I make the joke that I sit around with my friends at night and we talk about the zombie apocalypse or worse, just an earthquake in California, and we all made our emergency cards and we know where our water stash is, and we've just decided whose house will we come to live, if the electricity goes out, and do we have candles. There's those things that I've always been sort of perversely fascinated with, and a quarantine situation it falls right in line with that. Who do you get stuck with? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Do you know them at all? Are they not good people? Are they magnificent people? What do you discover about yourself? Can you survive? The fear of, if I walk around the corner and there's a guy in hazmat suit in front of me, and then I turn around and there's a guy bleeding from his nose behind me, are you kidding? What are you going to do then? So the Belgian format that originated this was really exceptionally well done. Truly well done. And as a fan, I really loved watching it and was kind of honored that they were happy to have me do this.
Did researching the medical science of it all give you more story ideas?
Absolutely. There is so much just in the field of disease research alone that can give you story for days. It's not really kosher, but people are constantly taking viruses and trying to mutate them under, sort of the auspices of, well, if we can do it, then somebody else can do it. So if we need to be prepared for anything, and that's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying and very, very real world. So there's a lot when the epidemiology specialists that are in the city, the hierarchy from local government up through state, up to the feds, who likes who doesn't, who gets mad when you call in federal before you loop in the state. There's a lot of great juicy politics attached to it as well.
So with the big bad, we were talking about now, the big bad is the virus.
Absolutely.
Throughout a season, what kind of arc are you going to see?
Throughout a season, what you are going to see is essentially from the beginning to the end of the first chapter. You're going to see the virus begin. You're going to start to see it spread. You're going to start to see what happens to the people stuck on the outside, stuck on the inside, and what it does to them as they try to dodge, avoid, protect, all the things that you would do to avoid getting exposed. The people on the outside, many of whom in our show actually have loved ones on the inside that they would die for and yet can't get to and can't help. How their own sense of morality and safety of themselves and the rest of the world versus their concern for their loved ones, what that does to them and the choices they make. And so in this first season, we'll start to see both the devolution of today's society and the beginnings of what would be kind of the continuing society within the quarantine.
How long does it take to catch up to the 15 years?
It takes about 9 episodes. We haven't written it yet, but that's what we're aiming for. So we'll hopefully we'll hit it. All right, guys, thank you.